Welcome to BK Films. Movie plot. Today we are going to look at a movie called Super 30. Super 30 is a movie based on a mathematician named Anand Kumar. A man who changed the lives of many students by helping them achieve their dreams and his struggles while helping them. Let's start. This movie starts with Fuga Kumar's successful person from India giving speech in London. Fuga in his speech talks about his life. A time where his father used sell balloons on street and now he is sitting with all the influential people around globe. And tells everyone that he wouldn't be here if it weren't for one person. The person who changed his life, his teacher Anand Kumar. Then we cut back into past of Anand Kumar. We see Anand Kumar in his college days receiving an award from a minister named Shri Ram Singh. Shri Ram talks about education and how it is a road to heaven. He praises Anand and promises to help him if he needs any help. When the college ends, Anand meets Supriya, his love interest, a dancer. He then shares his victory with her. Later Supriya asks Anand about his future plans. Anand says that he wants to do further studies in Cambridge University. As he is getting late, Anand gives Supriya a letter and leaves from there. When Anand leaves, she opens the letter to find it is full of zeros and ones. She gets confused. Later we see Anand traveling far away from his home. To learn mathematics problem from a foreign journal, he sneaks into an university's library. But he is later caught by the library supervisor and thrown outside as he is not one of their college students. One of the workers in the library suggests Anand that he will be able to win a lifetime subscription for a journal if he publishes an article in that journal. Later we see Anand solving one of the problem. He then gets featured in the journal for solving the problem which no one has ever solved. He also receives a letter from one of the Cambridge University's professors asking him to join there. Anand's father supports him completely, but there isn't enough money with him to send his son England. Anand and his father meets Minister Shriram and asks help from him. But Shriram denies to help them. They try to find money, but everyone denies to help them, saying poor people doesn't have the right to study. One night Anand's father gets heart attack. Anand and his brother tries to bring their father to hospital in time, but they cannot. Anand's father dies. After his father's death, Anand starts selling papads to earn income for his family. One day he meets Lalan Singh, Minister Shri Ram's assistant. Lalan runs a high-profile coaching center named Excellence Coaching. He offers a job to Anand as a teacher in his coaching center. Anand accepts the job as he can fulfill his family's financial needs. Anand's life starts to improve. His teaching starts to earn praise for the coaching center. Many students starts to join his classes paying high fees. Later we see Anand partying with Lalan and Shriram. After the party Anand meets a boy, Radhi, who is studying under the street light. Anand asks Radhi about his schooling. Radhi tells Anand that he had to drop his studies due to his poverty. Radhi's father, who is a rickshaw driver, drops the drunk Anand back to his home. On the way Anand asks Radhi's father about his son's studies. Radhi's father tells Anand that poor people like them doesn't have the right to study. Anand recalls his struggle when he was studying. Later Anand realizes that there are many people like him who cannot continue the studies because of their financial conditions. And he wants to help them. He later quits his job at Excellence Coaching. Anand starts his own coaching center where he starts to teach poor students for free. Learning about this, Supriya breaks up with Anand and marries an IAS officer, Purushottam, as per her father's wish. Later Anand accepts 30 students to his class. He provides them accommodation, food, books, everything on his own. When Lalan gets to know this, he meets Anand and asks him to close this center and return to Excellence Coaching. But Anand refuses to close his center. Anand starts to teach his students in an easy and fun way where these students can easily understand. They learn faster by his teaching method. But Anand is unable to continue his teaching. He cannot afford to provide food to the students because of his financial conditions. He applies loan for his coaching center but is rejected everywhere. With no other way, he meets Lalan Singh for money to feed the students. Lalan accepts to give him money, but with a condition. He challenges Anand for a duel between their students. If Anand wins, Lalan will provide food to his students. If he loses, Anand has to close his coaching center. Anand accepts the condition. He signs a contract in front of IAS officer Purushottam, who happens to be Supriya's husband. After the test, Lalan calls for a press meet and announces the result in front of everyone. Lalan also invites Purushottam and his wife Supriya to announce the results. In the duel, Anand's coaching center loses. As per the contract, Anand has to close his coaching center. However, when Purushottam searches for the contract, he finds it missing. When Anand learns that the contract is missing, he denies signing the contract and refuses to close his center. Supriya then explains to her husband that she took the contract. Purushottam tells her that he knows everything and she doesn't have to explain. Later, Lalan and Sriram plots to kill Anand and his students to stop them from attending their exams. Anand gets shot by Lalan's people and later admitted to the hospital. Lalan's people try to attack them in hospital. The students use their knowledge to defeat the goons completely. Anand gets treated and recovers. The next day, the students attend the IIT entrance exam. Later, at the day of results announcement, we see them eagerly waiting for their results. When the results are announced, they find all 30 of them has cleared the exam. Later, they enjoy their victory with Anand. The film ends with Fuga completing his speech in London. Thank you. We have seen the movie Super 30. This movie is based on the life of Anand Kumar, an Indian mathematics educator from Patna, Bihar. He started his Super 30 program in 2002 and continued to educate the underprivileged students for JEE Advanced, an entrance exam for Indian Institute of Technology. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to BK Films. See you later in another movie.